study tips, coffee. Go get yourself some coffee or tea or exercise. Literally do anything you want.
Hi dudes!
Hey dudes! So welcome back to our channel, and if you are not subscribed, you should subscribe. Today we are going to be talking about something a little bit more different. It's not really going to be like humorous, more advice-wise for college, because we know as college freshmen it was really difficult and we had our concerns and our worries, but ultimately we learned kind of the do's and don'ts of the first year in college.
Yeah. Last week we just got out of college. We kind of are like experts now. No, we're not.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
We literally are just doing this because we want to just maybe give some of you guys advice and maybe it'll benefit. But this is just what we've learned throughout, you know, our first year.
Yeah. So we hope you guys enjoy.
Yes, and before you do anything, make sure to hit that like button and let's get to the video. The video.
High five.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Do that. Okay.
So the very first thing is transitioning from high school to college. Some things you need to keep in mind are like, don't take your drama with you from high school.
That's very true.
And the people are gonna be so different from high school than to college. I wouldn't say necessarily like a vastly different, kind of like you've probably heard, they're more open-minded, they're more willing to like compromise and hear your ideas.
Yeah.
But with that being said, that means that you need to be more willing and open to people's ideas and accepting of people. And college definitely, like, it teaches you how to interact with different ethnicities, different cultures, different people. Kind of don't stick in that mindset of high school. Don't think, hey, you know, high school and college are going to be the same, because they're not. So just go into college thinking that it's not going to be like high school and that you can be a completely different person than you were in high school. Because kind of like, even after the first year, I mean, I don't know about you, Reina, but I feel like I'm a different person even for my first year of college.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Take a spit. Also, you realize in college, like, everyone's doing their own thing. You become a very independent person. So you really stop caring about what others think of you. So don't let that get to you. Don't pretend like you have to be someone you're not because you're trying to make a whole new, like, title for yourself or image for yourself, because that's not how it is. In college, no one cares. Like, I wear t-shirts and jeans like all the time now. So it really doesn't matter. Make sure you're not stuck in the past of high school lifestyle, because college is very different.
Definitely.
How did it open? Did you take off my passcode? How did my phone? Wait, what? Did you take off my passcode?
No, like...
Did you put in your fingerprint? I hate you. Second piece of advice, don't worry too much about making friends super quickly, because I know when I moved into the dorms, I was pretty much focused on having a social life and being like, okay, well, if I'm gonna have floor mates, then they should be my friends as well. So I was always like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. And I was always trying to like talk to people because I didn't want to be that like loner who's just in her room all the time. But at the same time, you don't really have to do that, because you are gonna find those friends eventually. You don't have to rush into things, and don't be that person that's like super FOMO about everything. If you don't know what FOMO means, it's fear of missing out. We don't love a FOMO sister.
Okay, I know that you see in the movies, you're like, oh, I'm gonna make so many friends, I'm gonna get into a relationship, like everything's gonna be grand and perfect. Nope. And you've probably heard this before, but you know, college is not like that. We still all go with like that preconceived notion of that, and trust me, it is not like that. Please do not just be friends with anybody just because you want friends. You shouldn't just follow into any crowd, because the right friends will come to you.
Like we did, right?
No.
Okay, we're friends though, right?
No.
We're friends, right? Subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Oh, and then like about relationships in college, same thing. Like, don't just get into any relationship. Literally just live your life, be independent. You don't need to be in a relationship. Like, definitely date if you feel like that's what you need to do and you want to get out there. But let's say you've never had a relationship before college, then let's say you've never had a relationship before college, that's okay, but don't just dive into anything, because you are way worth more than what you think you are.
Yeah, and you could possibly regret it in the future when you realize the people you thought you liked in the beginning are no longer your friends.
Number 3. Ew, 3.
What is that 3?
Okay, so number 3, our advice is scheduling classes. This is like a huge thing in college because I know everyone's trying to graduate in 4 years, but if we are being real with you, I know that I'm probably gonna take 5 years because also I guess we go to a public school, so it is harder to get classes. But don't stress so much on having to take more classes and take more time because college is about finding yourself, and also if you have an academic advising center with someone that can help you pick the correct courses so you can, you know, go as fast as possible. But really schedule your classes in according to your major or your minor or anything, because it's gonna be, I've like heard so many of like my upper level friends saying they didn't know they needed to take this class and so they needed to stay longer. So try to schedule it as much as you can. Like I still need to work on that.
What I did before even going into freshman year, I actually did attempt to make a 4-year plan, which they usually say like, yeah, like totally try to do that, but then again, things change along the way. But I did it anyway just so I had something to fall back on when I'm like registering for classes, because I don't know, it depends on what school you go to, but usually the websites are very similar. Like you can look up a certain class and then you can look up certain professors and then you can add them into your shopping cart. Like a lot of the times when you are registering, you will see that some professors aren't the best according to Rate My Professor.
Yeah, Rate My Professor, dudes. Like you really need to go and Rate My Professor. It is a lifesaver. I know from my teachers, I did almost all of them Rate My Professor and they're so amazing. I love them and I still keep in contact with some of them.
You should always plan your schedule according to your time because you never know if you're gonna have a job on campus or even off campus that will take up like your evening schedule, because obviously classes are basically throughout the whole day and you don't want to sign up for like a 4 p.m. class if you have a job. Like if you're not the type of person who likes to wake up early, you don't want to schedule yourself for an 8 a.m. So you really have to plan ahead and make sure that you're finding the right classes and that they're gonna fit in with your schedule.
I was actually the person that had early classes.
Me too, yeah.
I wanted early classes. I wasn't a morning person at all, but like
I've always been a morning person, a morning person.
It's sad that I got that reference.
I've always been a morning person, a morning girl.
Good job, Bibi. So like I said, I've never really been a morning person, but I found it so much better if you do schedule your classes. Like my classes for both of my previous semesters ended before 1 p.m. and it was so nice to literally have the rest of my day to do stuff. I mean, I would really recommend that because you can like go home, take a nap, like get a job or whatever.
First semester I had an 8:30 a.m. on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then the rest of the time I had a 1 p.m. and it was great sleeping in and everything, but then you realize, oh my god, I feel like my whole day was just lost because I'm going to my classes in the afternoon and sleeping in way too much that you realize you don't feel as productive as you could feel if you had early classes. But it always depends on the person. We're both like, we like to get things out of the way.
And also figure out what kind of person you are, because I know my brain works best in the morning. Even though I don't like it, it works best in the morning. So like, I don't know, when does your brain work best?
Never.
Okay, I love that.
No, my brain, it depends. Mornings you feel refreshed.
Get some coffee
Usually,
or tea.
Or shower.
Or exercise. I mean, we never did that.
So like, don't take any advice from us. Just kidding. Basically, to sum all this up, schedule according to what you want, meet with your academic advisor, utilize whoever's your academic advisor because they will help you.
And just because you're in college, like I don't want to sound like a mom or anything, but just because you're in college doesn't mean you can schedule all your classes in the evening or afternoon and then slack off the rest of the time, because that's really not what college is about.
Yeah.
It's about getting involved, growing as a person, growing academically, and you guys are paying for college, and even if you're not, don't take advantage of someone else's money that's paying for you.
Oh, I love that. Good job, baby. Also, I'm wearing a Shrek the Musical sweater.
And I'm wearing basically lingerie.
We're both green.
I know. I'm wearing basically lingerie, and this that I got from the thrift store, but I like it because it reminds me of like an old man and just like. Anyways, okay, so.
Kind of segueing into advice number 4, take classes that'll get you out of your comfort zone. So don't necessarily take all the easy classes. I mean, yes, you don't typically like to like fail a class or have stress over a certain class, but you shouldn't always take classes that you find super easy, or like don't take all electives or don't take all like history classes at once. Like, I mean, no one really does that, but don't do it. Make sure you have a good balance of like, oh, English, history, science, and then like your major courses, because because you're gonna realize like you don't want to take all GEs. GEs are general education classes like all at once, so.
Yeah. Okay, this kind of frustrates me. People a lot of the time are like, they're like, oh, I don't want to take any GE courses, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I know you're at college for your major, but you guys, I literally cannot stress this enough. College is about growing, and by taking GE courses, you will grow in other stuff. So it's not just learning your major, it's expanding everything. And don't be so upset about taking GE courses. Like, they're actually really beneficial. You can meet a lot of really cool people, and hopefully you guys can bond and mingle and you can make new friends.
Yeah. Oh, it's already 17. Why are my feet purple?
I don't know. And we don't want to make this like super serious, but you know, you should take college seriously, but also like have a really fun time. Stop looking at my hands. Have a really fun time with your friends and with being social. Like, that's genuinely what it's about, but we want to like be able to give the best advice to you guys and not really like make it a really big joke, because that's not what it is. Number 5. Oh wait, ready? High five.
No, I want a high five.
Okay, study tips. Okay, so Reina and I had a really big problem with this for not really studying with your friends. Now, I was a person that didn't really, okay, this sounds really bad, but I didn't really study in high school because I'm stupid. No, I'm not, but like, it just wasn't my thing. But you need to study in college, and don't just wait till the last minute. I put the pro in procrastination, but literally, I know I say this and like you guys are still gonna procrastinate, but at least just procrastinate like a little bit. Like, don't procrastinate so much.
We're making them procrastinate.
No, for finals, I literally crammed like 6 weeks of studying into 2 days. I had like 6 energy drinks and 4 cups of coffee in the span of like 3 days, and it was horrible. Don't really study with your friends unless you're used to it, but if you're going to college, you know, these are new people you're gonna interact with, so you're gonna want to talk to them, so they're gonna distract you. It was hard for us to study together, literally for the longest time.
Also, with us at least, we had the dorms, and luckily the dorm buildings, each floor has like a study room, as you can check out in our dorm tour.
It's gonna be on either of these sides.
If you watch that, you'll see that we had a pretty big sized study room where you can fit a bunch of people in there. Usually you just go in with a couple people. You typically get sick of certain environments, especially when you're studying for a period of time. With us, at least during finals week, since we were staying in like that room for almost the whole day,
oh my god,
we like had to move around and at least go to like the library, or you should always change your environment when you're studying, because once you're sitting in the same spot for a period of time, you are not going to be able to focus, and you're just going to watch YouTube videos. So
yeah, accurate.
So study tip, maybe change locations and find a new place, whether it's the library, a coffee shop, or a restaurant. Even though we didn't really do that, we didn't really go to coffee shops.
Yeah.
But we did eventually go to the library towards the end of the year.
Yeah, and we stay there till like 3 a.m.
So
the hardest part is getting started.
Yeah.
Literally, that is it. Get out of your room, just get away from people. Just, if you need to take like an hour to get yourself prepared for studying, just listening to music, meditate, or do something, like do that.
All right, guys, number 6.
One crazy thing in college is like, I didn't even realize, and your teachers do not emphasize this enough, is essays are not an MLA format all the time.
Yeah, definitely not all the time. I would say if throughout the year I mostly had MLA, but I did have a few research papers, which meant it was an APA. APA is like the psychological like something. Since our major is communications, that was like the paper like style or format or whatever you call it. And it's very dependent on sources. So you have to do your research first and then make sure you put your in-text citations. And the thing is, which pissed me off about high school, was that they didn't really teach you this. They didn't teach you different formats. So you're stuck on MLA, and like once your professor tells you like, oh, do it in APA or even Chicago, which is like, I haven't done that yet, but I know that has like footnotes and everything. But there's many different styles of essays, so you're gonna have to learn it kind of on your own.
In the link in the description below, we'll put some examples for you for like APA, MLA.
Yeah.
Usually those are the ones used the most until you get like higher up into college.
Typically professors will be pretty specific about which one they want you to use, but I say if you can, get a head start on learning about those, because what I did, I didn't even know what APA was until I went to college.
Yeah, same.
And when the professor was like, do it in APA, I was like, wait, what? And I had to research everything about how to format it, so.
But also we might link other things that if we come across is like a helpful blog, website, or information about any of the tips we've given you, then we'll link it in the description below.
All right, number 8.
Okay, let's see.
Number 8. your professors aren't always gonna put in your grades like they did in high school. Cause I know in high school your teachers usually put in your grades immediately.
Yeah, it was so nice.
You have all these assignments that they put in like 100%, 100%, but in college that doesn't typically happen.
No, it literally doesn't. Like, it's so annoying. Oh wait, our philosophy teachers actually subscribed. So what is up, my dude? Hey, he's a real homie.
No, I still have, we already got out and my professors haven't even put in like certain
same.
assignments. And I'm just like, wait, what? How do I know what grade I'm gonna get?
So a really cool thing, I'll put this in the link in the description. It's Roger Hub. It's, I mean, free sponsor. But like, so you can calculate your grade, what you need to get on your final in order to like get whatever grade you want in the class. So I'll link that in the description below. So that's a really, really helpful tool to help you stress a little bit less.
A little bit less.
A little bit less. But otherwise,
don't stress too much about it. Like, we're just letting you guys know that once you get into college, you'll be like, well, where are my grades? What the heck's going on? Because that's how we were. Don't worry, that's usually how it is, because in college you don't have as many assignments as you did in high school.
Yeah.
So professors will eventually wait last minute to
oh my god,
put them in.
wait, that's such a good point. So kind of like spiraling off of that is like, there are so, you guys, in so many of my classes, I had just tests, like literally 3 tests and maybe 1 assignment was the whole semester. And it sounds so nice, right? Like 3 tests and 1 assignment, god, that sounds great.
Yeah,
but
it brings your grade down.
Yeah, I was so stressed every time a test came up. So you guys, please study for that. Like, I don't know, you had teachers like that, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Tests.
Like, I recently had a class that the whole time it was like online tests. It was really nice. It was just lecture and then test, lecture, test, like that kind of class. But then at the very end, we had a term paper that was like 7 pages long. It was a research paper and it was just so annoying and it was kind of stressful because I did do it last minute. And that term paper counted more than our tests. And I was like, whoa, okay, slow down. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to have to worry about it. Sometimes they'll care more about your papers than they do tests, and sometimes they'll just throw in papers instead of tests or whatever.
Sometimes it's the other way around where it's oh my god, is there gonna be a compilation of me burping, literally? And don't just take naps like I did, because all I did was take naps and eat food.
Also, we are kind of telling you guys negative stuff about college, but it's really not all that. We're just trying to let you guys know that be prepared. That it's a very different transition from high school to college. So.
We're, like, oh my god, thank you. Like, we're definitely not trying to be negative, but we are, like, we want to give you that advice to just make you aware. Okay, so then that kind of spirals off into our next point, number 8. So number 8, balancing your social and school life. So we know that this is very hard, and especially when you're becoming acclimated to college, like, this is a very basic, like, advice for you, but we cannot stress this enough.
Yeah, because along the way, we have found ourselves making this mistake, especially since we started this YouTube channel. It was hard for us to find time for studying, find time for like hanging out with friends, find time for this channel, because it is pretty time consuming, and you'll realize that if you don't have that balance, you could either get really bad grades or you'll start feeling like not so like yourself because you won't have like, So ever since we started this YouTube channel, we noticed that it's been getting even harder, especially when finals week came, because
oh my god, that one like hit us like a bus.
And having a social life is obviously like everyone should at least have time for their friends and make time for their family. But in college, like if you don't have that balance, it'll just get worse and worse. That's why we're stressing this right now, even though it is basic information. You really need to make sure you're not always doing one thing or the other.
They say like just get your phone and like throw it away, literally turn it off, have someone else hold it.
Oh my god, I remember when I did that and my phone like turned off.
But like also balancing.
Don't actually throw it. I mean,
that's true. Well,
anyway,
I feel like that's
more
common
advice.
sense, so like and subscribe. Going back to like the whole grades thing, we make it sound like so serious, and it is really serious, but also GPA is a little bit different in college, and when you're a freshman, you know, you're just building your GPA. Yes, while it is great to get good grades, and we've been saying this the whole time, please don't stress so much. I literally like had a breakdown at the end of the school year. Like I literally like cried 3 times in one day. It was so sad because I was so worried and consumed by grades and my GPA and building it up. But let's say you don't get stellar grades the first year and you apply somewhere that needs your GPA. As long as you're improving, like that's what they want to see. They want to see people that can grow. They want to see people that can improve. So don't stress so much about GPA because she has a better GPA than me.
I mean,
but like
it could be better. I mean, there's always gonna be in the back of your mind. You're always gonna be like, I could have done better, and that's why I think the reason we both agree that our GPA could have been better was because we were always hanging out together. And because we were always like, oh, let's go eat, or like, oh, let's go to this event. So make sure you have that balance, and then at the end of the year, you're gonna be thankful for that balance because you will have hopefully good grades and have many friends that you can rely on.
You guys, please, like, be careful with your GPA. Do not cry or stress about it. And yes, it's bad, but please, like, hold my hand. I promise it'll be okay, no matter what happens. Okay, I don't think I've ever, like, told Reina this. I mean, maybe I have, but oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
So near the beginning of the year in the dorms, I was supposed to be studying, doing my homework, but our floor mates, they were always in like the active room, and Reina was there too. And it was like, they would always stay in there till like 1 or 2 a.m. on weekdays. And all I would do is I'd be so stressed about studying. I preferred to go and hang out with people because I wanted to establish those relationships and make sure I had people to count on. And I would literally go because like the more time I also spent with Reina, the more I realized like we could be really great friends. And if I didn't spend that time, this sounds really bad, but if I spent that time studying, I don't think that I would have the relationship I have with Reina today. Oh, baby.
This also goes along with what we previously said in the very beginning of the video where I talked about fear of missing out. If people are hanging out when you know you need to be studying, you don't always have to hang out, or vice versa. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry for like confusing you even more and you guys are like, you aren't helping us. Well, like
they probably are saying
I know they're probably saying that. We're sorry, but we just want to, like, nothing in life is black and white. So this is like a gray area that you do need to just watch out for. Yeah, you're gonna look back on this and be like, oh, I wish I had studied. As humans, we thrive on social interaction, so please hang out with people, make friends, laugh, don't seclude yourself, don't get in like your little blanket like in your room watching Netflix on your phone, like, and literally don't hang and like not hang out with anyone. Talk to people, hang out with people, laugh, and also study.
Yeah, but don't do this with your friends.
Ew, 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 ew. Did you not know I was looking?
How long were you licking me for?
Like literally like 10 seconds.
Oh my god, it smells like coffee. Nasty.
So we're actually thinking about making a second part to this video because there's so much advice out there. It's insane. Or that we feel like we are gonna do, but we'll probably release that near maybe the end of July or beginning of August.
And if you guys have any questions about college or if you just want to know what it was like for us living in the dorms, comment down below and we will answer those questions.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and this is like just a stupid thing that people have been asking us, literally even Reina's friends. They're like, oh, are you guys like a lesbian couple? I mean, no, we're not. It just, you know those memes? You know you've hit the best friendship when people think that you're like a lesbian couple. But like we're not. We're just like best friends, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Now like and subscribe.
So we have come to the end of our video and hopefully this information was beneficial to you guys.
Hopefully.
Do not forget to follow our social media links in the description below and hit that subscribe button.
And like this video. Okay, bye guys.
Okay, bye guys. Okay.
That was such a weird outro.
Yeah, it was. Hey guys, so don't forget to like this video, like and subscribe. Bye guys. Hey guys. Oh god.
It's just ready right now. It's Reina from Ready.
Ew, I hate you.